You're so happy to be inside.
Yeah. They came in earlier, actually, than they normally do because of the rain. So
I thank you for the rain because I left in rain and I came here today from New York where it's raining. So it made the transition so easy because it's cold and rainy here.
you don't have jet lag at all.
I
It's
feel
like
I'm in the same place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just with a little green screen or something.
Yeah. Anyone can make it however you want the weather. And hotel rooms should have green screens so you could make it, a view that you want, anything.
I like that idea.
People that you want to be in there, anything you want.
You're a master at green screen.
Well, that's what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah. You look fantastic.
Thanks. I made an effort.
Yeah, you look really great.
This is Dolce & Gabbana. Dolce makes good suits.
Yes.
I've been wearing all the ones I've had for 20 years, and finally I said, I'm going on Ellen, and could I get a new suit? And they sent it, but I might have to give it back. But for today, it's fun.
Now I was going to say, Tim Robbins was here. What is he?
He had a great time, by the way.
I loved him. He was fantastic. Yeah. He's your boyfriend? He's your partner? What do you call him?
It depends on the day.
Okay. Today?
So he responds to Hockey God. He likes that. Sometimes the kids call him Tim. Sometimes they call him Dad. Sometimes I just say, hey.
Yeah.
But
and today we'll just call him Tim.
We'll call him Tim.
Or your lover.
Yeah, my lover.
Your lover.
He was just out on the road with his band, so now he's kind of a rock and roll guy. He was on that tour to get out the vote, and he opened for Pearl Jam, so he's really hip now.
He opened for Pearl Jam?
Yeah.
What does he play?
He plays the guitar, and he was singing some of the Bob Roberts songs, kind of as punk songs.
Of course,
And then some other protest things that he rewrote and kind of to bring them up to date. So now he's in a completely different space.
So he's like a rock star.
He's a rock star, yeah. That makes me like Patty Hansen.
Yeah.
I'm at home just waiting. Yeah. Occasionally I take the kids out to meet him.
Does that feel good?
It's very loud. But yeah, it's fun to see him having a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think you're a great couple. And
Thanks.
I've never really met either of you before, but I think you're both fantastic. And now, between the Academy Awards, do you keep them someplace where you start showing them off together?
Do you know what? We keep them in a bathroom because we're in a loft and there's not a lot of wall space and we don't have a screening room. So we just started putting them in this guest bathroom, which turned into what the kids call the famous bathroom, which is now pretty full of all little statues. And the strange thing is that his is taller than mine.
No, it's not.
Seriously. I mean, it's still anatomically incorrect, both of them, but his is taller. So I think that either the stand is taller in so many years, I don't know, is the gold standard? I don't know.
So many years, they're not that far apart.
No, but mine's shorter.
Well, you should get that checked out.
I should get
somebody
that checked out.
Somebody has a fake one.
Oh my God, wouldn't that be horrible?
How could they be slightly different in size?
I think maybe it's the stand, they changed the base or something. I don't know, I haven't really dealt with it seriously, because he likes his to be taller. So,
he probably added something to it.
He might have, it might have lips in its heels or
That's
something.
exactly right.
That statue. I didn't think of that, I'll have to check it out.
He's got heels on suddenly. He's taking it off.
Yeah. Could be. I don't know.
And you live in New York?
I was born in New York, and after I finished college, I came back there, so I've been there all the time since, since it was happening in the 70s, really.
And in the same place, or have you?
No, I've been going downtown, and we live downtown now. And he was actually was brought up. I was in Jackson Heights for a while, and he was in the Village. His dad was a folk singer in the Village.
Right.
But then he came out to California, went to school here, and was pretty much here. He has an acting company that he started when he was in college, called the Actors Gang, and then when we got together after Bull Durham, he moved his record collection and everything to New York, and then I knew it was really serious, and eventually we had property and children, and now here we are.
It's such a like a boyfriend thing, and then he moved his record collection in with me, and that's how he moved in his record collection. So, but you don't have a country house, or you're in the city?
No, we have a country house that's about an hour out.
I love New York. I've never lived there, but I love New York.
Oh, they would love you, definitely.
It's
very much, it's fun. It's a user-friendly, it's hard to be in your car so much here. I mean, I don't know how many people here are not from here, but when you're from a city, it makes me like Prague and Venice and Rome, places where you can get around on foot, because I'm not used to having to get in my car and plan things. If you run into somebody here, you've had an accident.
Yes. Yeah. Now, I was gonna, first of all, I want to congratulate you on you're now doing Revlon commercials, which is, I think that's amazing that they're now hiring instead of 18-year-old girls.
Well, they usually fire people when they're younger than I am, so this was kind of amazing that they thought, oh, maybe people when they get over 40 still use cosmetics.
I think that's fantastic. So I applaud Revlon for doing that. Yeah, because,
Yeah, it was fun. We did one thing that actually Bob Altman directed that's going to be on, I don't know, in December or something with all of the gals, all those gorgeous gals, Halle Berry and Eva Mendes, and all of them.
Yeah, Julianne Moore.
I forget Julianne Moore.
Yeah, it's great. The commercials are beautiful. We found something, I know you started out modeling, and we found a commercial that you were in that, my name's in it too, which I was really happy to see. Let's take a look at you in this commercial. It's hilarious.
Hi! Ellen! You're an hour after hour lady. Try 5 miles a day of housework and chasing 2 kids. You'd need it to help stay dry, too.
We've got 4 kids.
Then you really need hour after hour double dry.
It's the long-distance antiperspirant. Got a continuous action formula that fights wetness mile after mile.
No kidding.
No.
That makes 3 of us.
Yeah.
Hour after hour, double dry.
So happy.
It's so, well, I actually, Diane Keaton did this before me, and I replaced her. So I was kind of doing a little Diane Keaton. But, I love the idea that they hired like a 20-year-old to have 4 children in a commercial.
Right. 4. Yeah.
4.
Yeah. And
Wow.
you're so happy about
I was so happy
antiperspirant.
having that thing on my chest whenever I was doing
I didn't even really understand fully.
I
It was
don't
just
either.
enjoyable to watch.
I was talking so fast.
You were talking so fast. And
I had to do films
and
after
you sprayed
that.
it right in her face. If we would have had a master shot of that, it was like where she was leaning. We sprayed it.
Yeah.
All right, listen, we have to take a break. We'll be back with more Susan Sarandon right after this. We're back with Susan Sarandon.
That's so, everyone goes, oh.
I know.
Now you haven't even seen the movie. You're going to love the movie, you
Yes.
dancing fools.
Really, really. Exactly. That's what she was saying during the commercial, that they're going to love the movie. It's all about dancing and how
healing of dancing and fun dancing.
Except that Richard, who plays your husband, and you're a good couple, you and Richard.
Yeah.
But he keeps the secret from you that seems so ridiculous.
No, what's his problem?
Yeah.
I don't understand. He's obviously, it starts with lust, I think that's why, because he sees Jennifer through a window and becomes interested, and then after he's spoken with her and she's made it very clear that it's not going to go anywhere, he becomes more interested in dance.
Then he changes his mind.
Then he kind of channels that energy into tango and things.
Yeah.
But there's this whole really wonderful world of all these great actors that are in the dance world. And so then eventually I find out that it's only dancing. I assume it's something else, blah, 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 blah.
Don't give the whole thing away. Don't give it away.
I won't
now.
give the whole thing away,
Yeah.
but it's fun, and it's very funny, and that wasn't so funny, but the rest of the movie's funny.
Yeah. Well, that's towards the end.
That's towards the very end. Now you know.
Now you know how it ends.
He's a flower delivery guy,
Yeah.
and he works in a department store.
And they could be believing you because
It's in the
that's
movie.
not true.
And the person from the studio just fell in a heap over there in the corner.
The good news is it all works out in the end.
Yeah.
Oddly enough.
Yes.
All right. So and also you have Alfie coming out.
Alfie, the remake of the Michael Caine film with Jude Law, and a bevy of beauties.
A
some
bevy of
women
beauties,
that are
and you take a
great.
bath with Jude Law. Is that right?
Well, I don't know that you still see the bath, but we do things. We do things.
Mm-hmm.
But
Really?
yeah, we touch and but nothing that my children. Yeah. But it's more mental, but nothing that my children would be too embarrassed about, because they do tend to get humiliated when I even move, let alone bear anything.
Well, it'd be weird to see your mom like in a sex scene with somebody else.
Absolutely. It's weird to see your mom even on the screen. They don't go to any of my movies, so
Right.
can you imagine?
Really? They don't?
Well, if they're in it, they get the tape and they fast forward.
That's hilarious.
Like in Stepmom, they were all in Stepmom and they didn't see the movie, they just went to their part.
But so there's not, because there's nothing in here that they couldn't see.
Well, they don't want to, they're not interested in me kissing someone else.
Mm-hmm.
They're not interested in me kissing Tim. They say, get a room. What? If we're dancing in the kitchen, they're like, oh, please.
Oh, that's
they
cute.
call me hippie.
Well,
Hippie,
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And you and Tim dance in the kitchen?
we do dance in the kitchen. And my
That's
kids are all
adorable.
really good dancers too. And when my daughter finally started dancing with me, because she's 19 now, and for a while she was humiliated also. And then there was a part, God, she's at college, so she won't see this, so it's not so bad to talk about her. But she started dancing with me because she's a really hot dancer, really good dancer, yeah. And that was really so nice when she went full circle, and then we could kind of all dance together again.
That's great. That's a
Yeah.
good family all dancing in the kitchen together.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a good marriage. Or it's not a marriage. He's a hey.
thing,
That's who he
yeah.
is. All right, Shall We Dance is in theaters now. Look for Susan and Alfie in theaters November 5th. Duran Duran performs right after this. Don't go away.